Yo, 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 is the thing on? What's up, everybody? It's Ploto Gaming here, and welcome to yet another Ploto Gaming live stream. It is a bit later than usual, but I had some guests. We have some guests on today, and I'll introduce them shortly. And one of the biggest things that I've been seeing, especially in Farmer Fighters or around in the community lately, is like, how do you even start an account in 2024? How do you play Rise of Kingdoms in 2024? And as some people say, it's best not to play rock in 2024, but if you do want to start a new account, how would you start? And back in my day, the best way to start a new account were jumper groups. So I'm gonna go introduce my newfound friends here that are gonna be helping me out in today's stream. I'm gonna lower the music a little bit, and then let me go ahead and introduce them real quick. So we have forgive me if I forget your names again. We got L, we got Peach,
yep,
and then what was
Silver.
Silver. There you go.
Yeah.
On the chat here, they are. What would you consider yourself, like jumper? Jumper. I guess. Serial jumpers. I don't know.
I guess we're like leaders of jumper / sleeper group. So.
There you go. So they are leaders of jumper / sleeper groups, and I have them on today's stream just to come onto the stream, give us some context, give us a little bit of introductions. I guess we could start off with introductions for everyone here. Starting off with, we could go in Discord order. We could start off with L. How long have you been playing Rise of Kingdoms? How long, I guess, have you been jumping around and stuff? Like, what's kind of your experience so far in Rise of Kingdoms, and I guess with this jumper group?
Well, for me, I've been playing a little over 4 years. I played in a bunch of kingdoms, but some of the main ones were 1994. 2884, 3073, and 3212, and I was in leadership in all of them. And right now I'm in 3249, where I'm also in leadership and council. For me, I've been doing jumpers for, let's say, about 2 years out of the 4 years I've been playing, and I've led 2 of them, one of which went to 2884. It was called the Fallen Few, and the first 97Y jumper group, which went to 3212. And yeah, and I'm the project founder of 97Y New Horizons.
Oh, so I guess your role in this jumper is you're the, what is project? You're like the leader of one of the leaders of the jumper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Peach and I are like, it's like a R6.
R6, okay. All right, Peach, let's go on with you. What's your background with Rise of Kingdoms in general, and I don't know, a little bit of an introduction for people that may not know who you are.
Hi guys, I'm Peach. You've seen me before from past content. I started in 1253, and that time we didn't have KVK yet, but like the first KVK I fought with Bunny, and now we're like really close friends. These are my private server as well. Now after that, oh my gosh, I can't even remember. I started in 2018 when Rise of
Civilization.
Dang. Rise of Civilization is right.
Old school player.
Yeah, and then 1813, and then I quit for. I also played in 1846 for a little bit before I left for 2 years, and then I came back. I would say like 2 years ago, and I played in 2804, and then 2884 for a little bit. That's where I met Al. He was the leader when 2884 started.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Yeah, and I'm currently in 3002 with my mains. And
3002.
Yeah, they're like really. So we got kicked out from the a story, and your kingdom is actually in Storm of what's that story?
I don't even
Storms
know what KVK we're in.
stratagems.
Yeah, I think we're at
Yeah,
stratagems.
we were
Yeah,
actually
I'll
yeah
be
we were
doing a
in
stream
that
on that
list and we got
tomorrow.
kicked out.
But yeah, okay. So that is Peach. Silver. Let's a little bit background of you about you. How did you end up playing Rise of Kingdoms, and I guess your experience and your role in this jumper group?
Okay, so I started playing when COVID hit. I think a lot of us did. I've been playing for a little while now. I've done a few projects, definitely a lot less than these guys, and all were very successful. But I've taken like a little bit of a break, and Peach and Owl, I did a project with them, and it was easily the best organized and successful one that I've been a part of. So when they messaged me to do this new one, I was like, yeah, why not? I guess my role in it would be I assist with KBK planning and helping people build accounts. And yeah.
There you go. So all of you guys have a lot of experience. With the experience, what civilization should I start off as? What's the best civ to start off as with a new account, I guess? While I'm in this I
mean,
so I have some gameplay in the background, I guess. Oops.
I mean, personally, I always would say it's dependent on your spend level as well. Like, there's a lot of factors for what you choose, but an overall benefit would be China, mainly because it gives you like a huge bonus with the building speed at the start of the game, and you want to get those buildings up so that you can increase your academy and then push on research and kind of like just step by step it. So I would generally say China.
China was actually the first civ that I picked when I started playing Rise of Kingdoms as well, so there's a bit of nostalgia around that. But yeah, so I guess like with this new, everyone's asking, am I joining a jumper? I'm not joining a jumper. Rather, whenever I do farmer fighters, like I'm always curious with how the new player experience is nowadays. This girl's talking to me in the background. Anyways, I didn't even know this was voice acted until now. Awkward. But you know, whenever I do farmer fighters, I see all these new accounts, and then I see these KVK 1s, these KVK 3s. I was kind of and then I also heard that there's differences in jumpers from back in the day compared to now. There's all these sleeper things, there's all these different strategies that people do. So I wanted to have you know, Peach and L and Silver here to kind of go over the process of new accounts, so that, you know, and then if people are interested to join the jumper, they could do so as well. So talking about those different ways, can you guys explain the different pathways there are to making a new account, or I guess starting a new account? Because I've, you know, Logic Bank has been doing a good job in terms of covering this topic. I feel like there's like two different strategies now. Like there's a jumper versus a sleeper. Like what is a jumper and what is a sleeper, and I guess the pros and cons to both of those methods.
Okay, so there's generally a positive with doing either. So with the jumper, you know, you get to start 7 or so days earlier than like starting a brand new account in a brand new kingdom. It gives you time to build up to CH7, keeping that beginner's immigration, and just lets you like get that little bit of a head start. This is super useful, especially if you're a free to play player and you do want to play in like the big leagues of whatever kingdom that you're joining. It'll give you that little edge that you can, you know, start off with a bit more power and have your city almost ready to go. So it's just hugely beneficial. It's very rare that I think anyone that plays Rise of Kingdoms would start a new account and not want to do a jumper if they are aware of this method. So it's definitely I'd say like the way to go. Sleepers can be a little bit more difficult, mainly because you're unless you have a large group or like a solid group of sleepers working together in your project, it does isolate you slightly because the jumpers, they move on and you'll stay there for a little bit longer. You can play for about 20 days and migrate to a kingdom which is 10 days old with a passport. But so you get a little bit of time to build up. The advantage of doing that is you do have the chance of getting extra rewards. So with occupations, so if you do end up in like a decent alliance and you can push your power a little bit, then you'll get double up on the rewards. This is mostly effective if you're a spender, so you're able to keep up with those power requirements of a new kingdom's main alliance, or the larger of the alliances starting up. So you can get a little bit of extra, and then when that new kingdom that you're planning to go to is ready to go, then those sleeper accounts will move over there. So both methods are great. I personally would always suggest for a free-to-play player to go with jumper over sleeper, and the sleeper can be hugely effective if you're a spender and you can stay in those big alliances, or you can become friends with different people, and jump around a little bit and get some extra rewards. So there's a huge advantage there. I'd say the only downside is that over the jumper is the isolation from the group, but otherwise both work really well and will give you a head start in the game.
So I guess the main thing for if there's any brand new players that are going to be watching this is the reason why you'd want to do either of these methods is so that you have a head start before the count, before the kingdom starts, right? So for a jumper, you'd be able to get everything to City Hall. If nothing changed, you get everything all to City Hall 7. You could scout stuff for goodie huts or whatnot. Is that all the same? Is that the benefit of a jumper?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely changed a lot from when I first started playing. There was almost like a limitless ability to power up back in the day. I remember, I think my first jumper, I got to 1.5 mil.
Oh, wow.
And that was just troop training, because obviously the CH7 rule was still applied then.
It must have been a whale. My
But
goodness.
now there's
This
now it's
1.5 million T1 troops essentially.
yeah, it was definitely a little bit of a joke to see if I could get there as high as I could get. But nowadays there's a little bit more restriction, and you have to start in a newer kingdom. You can't just start in an SOC kingdom and reap the rewards of your friend alliance, which was amazing back in the day. But I think now it's a little bit more fair. It really, and this is, I think controversial. A lot of people didn't like when they did this, but by making you start off in a new kingdom, it pits you with other players. There's a little bit more contention as to whether or not you can progress too far.
Yeah.
And you don't have the lazy beginning of starting an SOC kingdom where no one will bother you and you get left alone.
Yeah, I definitely remember one of the first things about being a brand new native player. You just see you could look at the chat here is everyone already has these jumpers are essentially a predetermined group of players, so you kind of have an idea of, or at least a player base of people that are going to be in the main alliance and all that kind of stuff. So I definitely felt like it was a bit unfair as a native, but with the changes now, it definitely makes it a lot more fair for people. You don't have that, you still have a head start, so it's still worth doing, but it's not astronomically you're gonna dominate the kingdom for sure. And then I guess a sleeper you say is more so for spenders, and I'm still kind of confused. What is a sleeper? You just stay in the kingdom? How does that work?
So when everyone makes their jumper accounts, you make one as well, but
at the same time.
Don't. Yeah, at the same time,
okay.
but you don't pause at CH7.
Oh, you just keep going.
You just keep going, and because the kingdom is new enough that it'll link in with the new kingdom that you're going to be able to go to after I believe it's 10 days. After that amount of time, you can use a passport and migrate to your kingdom with all your buddies that you started the project with, and head over there. And the only reason I would say that is more of a spender move is the point of doing this process is to get extra like sanctum rewards and this kind of just get a little bit of a
okay.
little bit of a head start too.
Gotcha.
And yeah, and the people that they're going to take in, like, you know, alliances are going to be like, hey, come give me a hand with this and that kind of stuff. They're going to be the higher powered players. They're going to be the players that are showing, I guess, as a benefit to that kingdom, and generally spenders do give off that energy. I'm not saying it's exclusive to spenders, but you're going to have a more successful run of it if you are spending a little bit. So that would be the benefit of being a sleeper, and why I think it's more suited to someone that's going to spend, even if it's only a little bit. If you're getting a bit of a head start on the other people, then that's gonna shine. And you also need to remember that there are other jumper groups starting in your new kingdom where you create your account.
Oh,
so if you are doing sleeper,
you got
exactly.
You got
There's already
competition
people starting up.
They're like, yo, you gotta at least buy 3 wooden chests a day to get into our alliance, or else.
Yeah, that kind of energy.
I feel you. I guess also, like, if they know that you're gonna migrate out as well, it's kind of like, why would we give you the benefits versus someone that's gonna stay? So you gotta kind of make it worth their while in that way. Okay, that's interesting.
Have you ever did a jumper project?
My account that I had now was here. I could go back. My account that I have now, my 2268 account, was a failed jumper of 2143, I believe, was our target kingdom, and it failed before sanctuaries. But I spent $100 on the account, so I'm like, yo, this is I already went all in this account. I already spent my life savings on this, so I gotta keep playing. Ended up migrating like 3 times before KVK 1. But then we ended up finding a home with 2268. 2268 is also a jumper kingdom.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
It's like the leadership here. I mean, it's quote unquote the same leadership from the jumper, but like, you know, it's definitely changed a lot. We got a lot of people that retired, a lot of people that came in, a lot of people that quit. But you know, we like Nikki, one of the kings, is from the jumper group. We got like a handful of people still here, so
Oh, nice.
but yeah, thanks for the 50, by the way. He's used to cherry in the chat for the 50. Really appreciated. I saw someone bro's asking questions like he doesn't know. I actually didn't know what a sleeper was. Like, sleeper, I don't know when that term came to be or when sleepers became popularized, but it's definitely a new thing to me. At least, wait, how do I know which kingdom is the one I just think this one?
Al, if you have like more explanation for like the sleeper as well.
I mean, Silver said pretty much everything, but I guess no, he said everything.
Yeah, so Al is one of the. Is it admin Al in the jumpers community?
Oh, that was before, but yeah, I was an admin there, not anymore.
An admin in the jumper community, so you know you were in the know. I don't even know what. You're in the know in the jumper community. That's cool. I didn't even know there's a jumper like Discord. I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah,
oh my! I'm out of the loop. I'm out of the loop. I didn't even know there's a jumper Discord. That's crazy.
Yeah, you just made your Discord, right, Pluto? It's pretty new.
Mine, I've had it for a bit, but Rez kind of spruced it up recently. So,
Oh.
But yeah, like I'm trying to. I've been kind of lazy. The only thing on there is Farmer Fighter, but we'll be doing some more events on this soon. But okay, so I guess like we already went over what a jumper is, but what is the biggest, in your opinion, what's the biggest pro of making a jumper versus other methods, such as, you know, just dry making an account or doing a sleeper, for example, or joining a jumper in general?
Well, okay, so if you're looking from an individual perspective, a jumper is not actually the best way to get ahead. It would be a sleeper, but that's if you're playing alone, and playing alone doesn't get you very far. So you want to stick to like a group, and the more experienced the group is, the better for you. And that's where like jumpers come in. Jumpers are like really, really good. They're the best strategy for starting for groups of any size, because you're like in the kingdom from day one. You get to build the kingdom in like you get to build basically your vision. But with sleepers and other strategies, you come in 10 days or later after the kingdom has opened, so there's alliances established there. So you're either gonna have to like figure out some situation where you get a portion of their territory, or I don't know, fight a civil war or something.
Oh my goodness.
But
you
so,
said
yeah,
you said the CW word. No, I'm joking. The bane of jumpers.
CW.
for groups like that,
Civil War.
it's
Oh. As I go to the miss.
and of course there's a lot of individual benefits as well of sticking with the group. So yeah,
I guess like that's definitely one of the benefits I would think of with the jumper, is more so like, oh, you're an OG of the kingdom, you know, like you're with friends, you're with people throughout the whole way, and you're kind of connected throughout the whole way, because you know, like it'd be do you have a chance if you're a sleeper to not even be able to migrate to your destination kingdom? Is that like a potential downfall for sleepers?
well, there's like star kingdoms, so, and for those kingdoms basically you get like a star, which is like the Imperium
like
of
the Imperium,
KVK1. Yeah, and the migration limit is 10 million. So if you're like a crazy whale and you pass 10 million power within those like 20-ish days that you're in your sleeper kingdom, I guess you would get locked out. But,
but
other
for
than
most
that, there's
people,
no way
people that won't be an issue. Okay. So it's more so just like if you want to migrate now, or if you want to migrate later.
Yeah.
I'd say the only other issue with that is if you try to do a sleeper and you're a free-to-play player, you still got to get a passport. So.
Oh, nah. How are you gonna get the? That means you have to be in an alliance, and yeah, that's tough. So, yeah. So, I guess the biggest thing, and I guess that's the biggest thing about a jumper, is you want to make sure you're in the right group, you're with the right people. One, because it'll be led properly, but two, you have to vibe with them too, right? You have to make sure you enjoy playing with them. You want to make sure you enjoy being in an alliance with them and a kingdom with them, because, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 kvks, if you're tired of the people, then you're not gonna have fun. And I guess that's the biggest thing about a jumper group is when you get to your destination kingdom, you kind of have, it's not guaranteed, but as long as you follow the power requirements and help out with the alliance and be active, you will have a spot in one of those main alliances that they have in the jumper, right? That's like the biggest thing. So I guess my question is to that, like, what is the difference then to jumpers back in the day, you know? When did I make my account? Like 2020? Like I made my account 2020. I think it was before they it was like right before they stopped the ability to get end of KVK rewards for your jumper account. Like what's the biggest difference between then versus making a jumper now?
Well, of course the KVK rewards, you can't get them anymore, but there's also a jumper cap, which Lilith doesn't like say the exact number for kingdoms, so people are guessing. They say 200, 500. No one really knows the exact number, but there is a jumper cap, and as soon as a kingdom hits that cap, no more jumpers can come in. You can only migrate into that kingdom. They have added this new zone restriction, which they put it on some kingdoms and they don't put it on others, which is kind of weird. But basically, they lock 3 zones
I
out of
heard
the
about
6 in the kingdom. Yeah, and jumpers can only migrate to the 3 open zones. So anyone who creates an account can create it in the other 3 zones, which are locked for jumpers. So I guess they're trying to make like a more equal environment for new players. I guess that's one of the bigger changes. Other than that, now that we start in new kingdoms, because we can't really start in old ones, there's fog, so you have to scout that.
Fog scouting, fun.
And yeah, I guess those are the major changes, and they've nerfed jumping quite a bit.
Yeah. So those are the big changes. So with the 3 new zones, with jumpers only being able to be in 3 zones, is there like how what's the diplomacy with jumpers like? Because you say there's a jumper Discord. I'm guessing people kind of claim kingdoms before they go there. Like, how does that work? And does there only being 3 zones kind of like make it complicated? Because then, like, you know, there might be other jumpers in those 3 zones. Is there like more conflict or something? Is that like what happens?
I mean, it's definitely made things more difficult because not all groups are in the jumper community Discord. So you have people who might not use Discord jumping to kingdoms, and you don't really know them until you jump. So it would create, I feel like, a lot of tension if 2 major alliances maybe jump into the same zone and aren't able to, you know, make a deal to move to different zones or something, or share the zone. But I guess that would force people to migrate out and make kingdoms smaller. But with the jumper community, they've set up a really cool system where you use like a Discord bot to claim a starting date and a kingdom, and the bot is like designed to lock the date and the kingdom. So once you've claimed it through the bot, no one else can claim it. And I feel like that's prevented a lot of groups from clashing. But of course, there's still some clashing within groups who are on Discord and those who aren't.
Oh wow, yeah. It's definitely, I don't know if that's always been there, but I feel like it's definitely grown into a more systemized, organized way where it's like you just don't randomly make a group. And I guess it's because of these restrictions, you kind of have to do so like that, right? Because imagine if there's like 4 jumpers in one group, and then you could only jump a certain amount. Like, it's an undisclosed amount, but do you guys know the approximate amount of how many accounts could jump into a kingdom?
Well, we're assuming it's around 200, but from our experience, how it works is the first 5 to 10 minutes of a kingdom's opening, the cap isn't really in place because we've seen groups with like 1,000 members jump into kingdoms and the cap not like activate.
That's crazy. So it's like kind of inconsistent in a way.
Yeah, they've got a small time window where before they start calculating, and if you've got room based on what they consider acceptable after that time, that little window, then they'll still allow you to take people. And if you've filled up or overfilled when that window closes, then it's closed. So it is quite essential that when you're in a jumper group to, you know, pay attention to those Discord notifications, and, you know, when everyone's like, we're jumping now, to, you know, get going.
Yeah, I definitely remember watching Spartan Gaming's whole video about how he got left behind because he didn't look at his Discord notifications for 5 minutes or something. So like something like that could definitely happen in this situation, especially if it's a highly like a big jumper. I guess talking about size of jumpers, like you know, you guys are here because you're jumping experts, and you're also creating a jumper group yourselves, right? So I guess like give us an introduction to your jumper group, and I guess like, you know, the expectations and the goals for it.
Well, I guess for those who don't know, we did have a jumper group that went by the same name, also 97Y, about 1 year ago.
Yes.
We also
technically,
started in May. And essentially, we were striving to build 2 kingdoms at the same time that would then ally for KVK 2 and 3 and try to ally into Season of Conquest.
Oh wow.
And the main idea
Yeah.
behind this was to have like a reliable ally all the time, because you know it's getting more difficult to find decent allies. There's a lot of betrayals happening. Some kingdoms don't fight, and unfortunately that failed because one of our kingdoms did have, I believe, 5 Asian alliances that jumped into the kingdom as well. So we were forced to merge the kingdoms together, and that created a lot of
I mean,
tensions,
it
I guess, problems.
didn't really fail. We won our first KVK after we
Yeah.
merged with our with
But-
the other kingdom.
Yeah. So because we had to merge 2 kingdoms, and each had, and in each we had about 500 people from our side.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It got pretty crazy. So we are restarting now. We have similar goals, but we are focusing on 1 kingdom right now because after some reflection, we realized that was a mistake on our part to be so ambitious and strive to conquer 2 kingdoms. So our main goal now is to build up 1 solid kingdom that focuses on KVK and especially Osiris League. We're very serious about both.
Oh wow.
And so yeah, our, I guess, goal or plan with this is to build 2 main alliances with 1 supporting alliance, and to win KVKs and hopefully become the champions of Osiris League in the realm of Sobek.
There you go. So 2 main alliances, 1 support alliances, creating 3 alliances overall. That's pretty interesting. So like in Imperium, and when you get into SOC, I guess this is really far away for you guys, but like is there expected seed, or like what are we expecting in terms of I guess
We're probably
league
going to be
injury?
like high or mid to high A seed. Hopefully not Imperium.
Yeah, that's what 2268 was supposed. You know, 2268 was supposed to be a C seed during our jumper group.
Oh, that's
Back in the day, we're supposed to be a C seed, but then
Wow.
having a 4 alliance C seed is no longer a thing. So but there you go.
Yeah, also I wanted to add that so me and Al been playing the game for, is it 3 years now? Al?
together.
So we're so we're like
Yeah.
very like close. Ever since I met him in 2884, like I recognized like the best leader there is. And so that's
2884 is
all
a-
for me.
It's already 3 years ago.
Is it
Pretty much.
I think-
Is it?
I think
That's crazy.
It was in 2021. So yeah,
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
about 2 years, little less. Than.
Yeah.
I
I saw how
Uh-huh.
yeah, I saw how he built that kingdom, and they had successful first and second KVK with him there until he left because of internal conflict. I would say like one of the most important thing, I guess, in building a group is to make sure that your leadership like knows each other pretty well. And Silver, I met him, I would say almost 4 years ago, and he's actually like my enemy kingdom. I saw how he run his kingdom, and he was like just so good. We fought each other on KVK, we allied each other on KVK, And then until he left the game because he was like just tired of internal conflict and drama. And I was like, hey, we should start together all over again. Like, that doesn't happen a lot anymore in this game, where you saw an enemy and you like enemy, sorry. And you look at them and you're like, hey, I want to work with them, But yeah, so our leadership has like a very tight knit family. We're very close and we knew each other.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a good basis of a jumper, or at least in general. Having leaders that like each other. having leaders that know each other, like it's definitely an important.
Yeah, like
factor.
we saw how like each other fought on the field. I think that's the most important thing.
There you go. I'm out here saying I'm a whale. Can someone give me a clan? I don't know if anyone will let me in. Anyways, well, I'm like having fun playing a new account right now.
You should make one with us, Ploto, just for fun.
We're going into KVK. We'll see. Every single time people invite me into a jumper is always during my KVK. So, but I'm definitely hoping for success with your jumper group for sure. I guess one of the biggest things though about jumpers is that there's definitely a lot of trials and tribulations. Like, and I think one of the biggest problems with, at least, I'll tell you about 26 jumper group. Like we were a bunch of accounts and a bunch of people that played the game already, but we wanted our own kingdom. Does that make sense? So we were part of that 1846 KVK2, KVK3, KVK4, KVK5 era, where they had like 5-6 main alliances, and you had to like beg LIU or WIB to get into an alliance for a war shrine, for example, to train troops. So we're like, you know what, we just want to have a chill kingdom that we get to just play the game with our friends with. But one of the biggest things that was tough is that, while we were doing the jumper group, like we had our main accounts, and we'd be playing on those main accounts, meaning that the accounts that we had in our jumper weren't really, they're gonna be farm accounts after KVK2 so that we could get our mains in there. But one of the biggest things as you go into KVK1 is you have to establish the hierarchy and establish the power, and for that you usually need whales to trust in you, or native whales or jumper whales or whatever. So like, what are your, I guess, plans with your accounts when you do the jump? Is it going to be a main account? Are you guys going to migrate in accounts after? Like what's the flow?
Well, myself personally, whenever I've started doing like a new account, I would immediately 30 days shield anything I've had in the past, and I've operated with like 5+ main accounts at certain times, not always, and I'll just 30 days shield them and full focus on the jumper. I know it's not something that everyone would do, but
that's dedication right there. 30-day shield.
I think like if you're gonna start a new account, like you need to decide from the start, or even before you start it, you need to decide, what is this account, what does this beginning mean to me, and if you're planning on making this your home, like you're looking for a place to bring your other accounts, or you're looking for a place where you want to stay, then even if you don't neglect your past accounts like I have, you still need to put them on the back burner. You need to put them aside and you need to focus on where you're going to be, because you want to create two things. You want to create an environment that you want to stay in. It's why you're doing the jumper, and why, if you have past accounts, you're creating it so you have a place for yourself. Mm-hmm. And so there's that. And the second thing is, you also want to be valued by the group or the kingdom or wherever you're starting. So you want to show the effort, and that'll come back to you later when you do migrate your account in, if you've proved yourself as like a valuable member of this team, they're going to look after you.
Hmm. For sure, it's like that. That's the biggest thing is the culture of the kingdom, and like I remember during my first KVK, this is a story. This is a story that I always bring up. Is my first KVK, I got first place in honor, but I passed my R4. I passed my R4 in honor ranking, and then he kicked me from the alliance before KVK ended. So I lost like 30 heads, all that kind of stuff. And the thing is, he was only R4 online during that KVK ending because the other R4s were doing their stuff in their main account. So I definitely think having leadership that is dedicated to your jumper is super important. And it sounds like you guys kind of have that. I guess in your opinion, like what's the biggest thing to look for in a jumper and in a group? Like how do you find a good group, and like what are the downfalls of a group, like red flags if you were to see them?
Well, first you want to make sure the leadership is actually close together, because I feel like that leads to, not having that leads to the downfall of a lot of projects, including some of our own. So we've learned from experience.
That's it's number one for me. Number one.
So yeah, you want to make sure the leadership is actually on the same path. They understand the vision and they're willing to work together to reach that vision, and do whatever it takes to reach that vision. And
respect each other. Sorry.
And I guess you also want to make sure that they have the same values, goals, and I guess the same, vibes as you.
Yeah.
So you actually enjoy being with them.
Yeah.
But I'll say those are the two main things you want to look for.
Vibes, goals, and
Ploto, also one more thing. We pride ourselves for having the best Discord server for a jumper project. You can also show them our server if you don't mind.
Let's see this.
Yes, we have the best guys.
I'm curious now. What is the best jumper Discord server? Wait, let me. The link is in the chat. Let me go see this.
Yes, I'll send it to you.
Okay. Whoa! What is this? What is this? I'm in space. I'm looking to jump, or I'm just visiting. What the heck? You could ask questions for these? I am a
Yes. Shout out to Moludas, one of our members. He's please show off our Discord server. It's one of the best. No, he said it's the best out there. So shout out.
How do I do this for my server? That's crazy. I'm a spender F2P. I'm F2P. I'm low spend. Damn. What is this? You got a swishy logo. You got a server guide here. Read the rules. Getting started. Gotta read the rules, of course.
Yeah, we have the info and the project vision.
Oh, there you go. You got a bunch of text that someone had to write. That's the thing about leadership, is that you I just skip over this stuff it's but people have to write stuff,
Yeah, if you need someone to beautify your server, Al is the best man for that. He's our Discord guru.
There you go. Alrighty, well, this seems like a pretty cool server. You got a bunch of calls. You got there's a bot that gives you talent trees and gear and stuff. You got a speed up calculator from Cubist Mike, which I've actually had on the stream before. So cool stuff.
Oh, he's pretty awesome. Yes.
Yeah.
Any slots for KVK2 cross migration? Season cross migration. that how many slots are there now for that? Like I forget. How does cross migration work?
They made it 50 now, and the KVK 3 has no more cross-season migration.
Oh wow. 50. I remember the
Yeah,
big like hoopla when that happened was people were able to just migrate in like 25 million power farm accounts to their enemy kingdoms, for example. Like, is that still a thing or?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
God.
actually had a lot of kingdoms try to do that to us back in our old project.
So like,
It's
how does it work? You just have like a list of people that you want to migrate in. You tell them the time. Go 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 go! Just try to get them in. Is that like the flow?
Yep. And you can register to migrate to the kingdom, and like the ROK system will remind you 24 hours before that like the kingdom's opening. And
Okay.
basically you just sit there like 5 minutes before the kingdom opens, and you just sit there and wait, and you start spamming I guess about 5 seconds before it opens and hope you get in,
Gotcha.
because the king or like no one in the kingdom has any control over who gets in and who doesn't.
Oh, I actually got in the lines. Yo! They got my boys in. What is this? Jump to 3494 got me. The dark jumping.
Please remember.
Anyways,
Staying together sometimes is not a bad
I'm like, wait, what's going on? Why'd I see you?
Then use beginner's teleport to
Whoa.
teleport your city near.
Anyways, but
I'm going to check out the guide as well.
the guide. Where's the guide?
Yeah. Where's that guide? We're gonna let me see.
If you don't see them, you can click the arrow next to our server name and then click show all channels, and you will see it.
Here, oh, this. Oh,
Yeah,
basic
and then if you
guides. Oh, I
scroll down
see.
to the bottom of the server,
Oh my, wait, there's like organized. Pay to win guide. There you go. Best
yeah,
monthly gem supply, true. Growth sponge, true. Writers of history.
Where's the guide? I'm like looking for it.
King's Koro. You know what's crazy? On my
Yeah.
main account, I still haven't bought King's Koro. I haven't maxed King's Koro. I have the gold chest still, just to show that I'm a low spender. One step ahead bundles.
Oh, there you go.
That's cool. You guys have like a whole.
No shebang.
Sleeper, you got
Yep.
sleeper tricks here coming soon. Okay. Jumper tricks, there you go. Upgrade everything to see all the
and we're
don'ts,
also
don'ts.
yeah, and we're preparing people, you know, for fighting as well with war guides and stuff, commander guides.
Yeah, war guides here. Rage and skills. There you go.
Oh, that one's a boring one, just in case anyone's
Troop base stat.
interested.
Normal counterattack damage. What is defense? Honestly, I could probably learn something from this. I'm just the type of person. All right, let's go open field. Just start smashing the people in front of us. All right, let's go next. But
We also have the best like data person in the whole like entirety of Rock, I would say. I'm sorry. It's Dragus from. He used to be the king of 2884, and now he's one of our leadership in 97Y. So if you need help with data, we can hook you up.
yeah, there's a lot of promise for this group for sure. I'm gonna be looking forward to whatever kingdom you jump to. It'll be interesting to watch. But before we start talking about I guess like what's the biggest hurdle you guys see in the future for a jump in general? Like what's the biggest hurdle, and then I guess like the countermeasures to said hurdle for jumper groups in general.
That's a good question. Go ahead, Al or Silver.
That's a good question. Let me have someone else answer it.
Well, in like my opinion, I think the biggest hurdle is conflict within your own group, which I think Al has tackled, and Peach, they've tackled super well by recruiting leadership that they consider trustworthy. And
Ooh, juicy.
yeah, I would say, like, you know, they have picked people that they want to be a part of their team, who respect that they're the leaders of the team. Like I've led kingdoms and stuff like that, but you don't want people that have too much ambition, and they also need to like believe in their leaders and be like, yeah, this guy knows what he's doing, like he needs to do these things, and I believe he's going to achieve them. If you don't have that in a group, then obviously the group falls apart. So the leadership trusting and believing in each other's goals is super important.
For sure. I always have this statement. Actually, this is like back when I used to play League of Legends. Is a bad decision made together is better than a good decision made separately. So like, it's one of those things where when you're in the trenches, when you have to make a decision, you elected the leaders, and you could talk about it in hindsight, but you know, like while the things is still happening, all kind of, you gotta trust in the people that you doing the jumper. I feel that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I have so much respect for these two guys, Al and Silver, and and like everyone else that's in our leadership group. They're amazing people, hands down.
There you go. There you go. Who's in the voice for me? It is Peach, L, and Silver from the New Horizons jumper. That I just want to talk about the state of the game, I guess, for new players, because a lot of people say that if you start Rise of Kingdoms now, you're in a big disadvantage. Like, what do you think about, like, I guess, starting the game as a new player, the daunting task, and how to overcome the fears of inadequacy versus older accounts or whatnot?
I actually feel it's easier now to start an account than it was before, because Lilith has done a lot to help newer players and close the gap between old accounts and new accounts. I feel like making KVK 3 giving access to SOC commanders to players in KVK 3 has closed the gap by a lot, because you get all the different commanders you need before you enter SOC, where you can fight kingdoms for like double your age.
Mm-hmm.
So and then I feel like by making the game more enjoyable for brand new players who maybe aren't jumping or aren't sleeping, they've also allowed growth for them, and helping them achieve bigger things than just succumbing to the control of large groups. But at the end of the day, there is a gap between older accounts and newer accounts. With the equipment update giving you different tiers of equipment, that one makes a pretty big gap between newer and older players. Excuse me. But in general, I feel like it's much better now than it was before, because before you would fight KVK 3 with KVK 2 commanders and then jump into SOC with just like Alex YSG and have to fight Nevskis on the field. It was awful. And then with the migration, as much as I dislike it from like a leadership perspective, it's allowed native accounts to have a better chance at getting MGs, rewards and stuff like that, because before you would have like 200 cross-season accounts flood into the kingdom and kind of kick out all the new players from the main alliances and leave them out of the where all the action's taking place. But now with the limited migration, it's helping newer players catch up and be in the main alliances.
There you go. Yeah, I definitely think that the changes, yeah, I feel like the changes have been pretty interesting for sure. Like I actually forgot that they added KVK SOC commanders to KVK 3. But I feel like that at least kind of alleviates the want of. I know there was this trend, especially when 2268 was a jumper and we went into a KVK 2, where people would go back to KVK 2 and KVK 3 kingdoms so that they could skip Crystal Tech, or whatnot, or you know, fully lower, like smaller players. But I don't know, maybe the change helped that a lot. Like before, it was uncapped.
Yeah.
So after KVK 2, you could literally just throw away all your natives and then replace them with SOC players, and then you were like, they couldn't do anything about it. But I guess that's a good question as well for you guys in your jumper group. Like, what's your plan with natives? What's the plan with players that are not particularly part of the group to begin with, or you know, people that just saw Rise of Kingdoms ad on YouTube and they're like, you know, I want to try it out. Like, what's the plan for those guys?
Oh well, we have space for everyone to join, regardless of if they're with us at the start or not.
Okay.
So we're gonna end up, you know, getting more slots as the alliance technology advances. So we'll have space for other players as well. Our support alliance is actually made to, you know, take in players who might be new to the game, help them out, teach them, and you know, still give them a space to play in the kingdom. And we plan to build more smaller support alliances on a smaller scale as we progress into, you know, KVK 1 and 2, because that's where a lot of people migrate into the kingdom. And we want to essentially keep as much of the player base as possible going into KVK 4 and Season of Conquest, so we don't end up being a one alliance kingdom. That's our main, you know, like concern. We don't want the kingdom to die out.
You'll be surprised when you jump to the final kingdom that most of the whales are, some of them are the ones that are not in the like project from the very get-go.
Oh yeah.
Because I think like most of like the whales, they don't really care about like, oh, like
They don't
doing
need to
sleeper
jump.
or doing like
Yeah,
a jumper,
they don't
you
need
know,
to jump.
they just start. Yeah, and then they just meet you there. There's like, oh, they're pretty organized, and then they just join you.
Yeah, I mean,
And also,
Peacemaker from 2268. He's not a native of 2268. He migrated from 2265, but you know, he was one of the reasons why our jumper ended up working, is because he believed in it, right? So
Yeah,
one
he
of those
saw you
things.
guys are very organized, and
Actually, I have no idea why he migrated here, but we're, we're appreciative regardless.
yeah, but we're very. I would say like I'm very. How do you say this? I have so much expectation for this group because playing with this game since 2018 and like been with a lot of kingdoms, I have all like my really close friends and even Bunny, like we're like still talking to now, and I'm still trying to convince him to come back.
Oh
And he
my-
was like,
if you guys get
you know
Bunny,
what, Peach?
if you guys get
Yeah,
Bunny,
and he was
that'd
like, you
be
know
a
what,
crazy
Peach?
that'd be a crazy pull. Just imagine coming
Yeah.
out of
Yeah,
retirement.
it's like,
All of 1254.
yeah, he's like,
is
show
gonna start
me.
coming to your kingdom.
He was like, show me how organized you guys are, and show me that what you guys are actually could bring in the table, then I will consider it. So that's like a huge thing for me. And I'm not gonna name names. Like I have like friends from like bigger kingdom, like 1846, 1307, 60 GDs that are looking forward to like for this project to be successful, so we could finally be all together in SOC. So I'm very excited with that. I have big plans.
Start poaching from 2268 as well. Like it's gonna be a crazy
Ploto is
time.
coming with us.
Oh, imagine. But there you go. Yeah, I definitely think.
And yeah, shout out. Yeah, I want to shout out to all my friends in 2804 too. They don't know it yet, but they're coming with me.
There you go.
That's
2804.
fame.
There you go. I definitely think the idea of being open to natives is huge, because when I first started playing Rise of Kingdoms, the reason why I kept playing and I didn't quit was because I was part of an academy alliance. You guys remember when they're called academy alliances?
Oh, yep.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I was part of an academy alliance, and this was during COVID, so it was like the heyday of Rise of Kingdoms or whatever. We would be like, oh my goodness, we were top 20 in an event, guys. Like, that was an accomplishment back in the day. I'm sure it's not the case like that anymore, but I definitely think, like, giving people the chance to be in a kingdom, in an alliance that is well organized, as you guys say you are, would definitely be a good option. So
It can also like inspire people to build up. Like I think a similar startup as do you. My very first account, I started off in one of those academy alliances, and
You did
I-
not.
no, I did. No, I did. I was like 2 days in. I was in this like low nothing academy alliance, and I became friends with like these people, because you do when you're a part of a group and the team gets along. And then day 3, I went 10 mil power, and we stopped being an academy alliance. We got recognized.
you're main alliance now. 10 mil power. Yeah, I just imagine you I just imagine you like a Rise of Kingdoms ad. You go to the restaurant. I'm now 10 mil power. Whoa, you're now main
Oh, those
alliance.
ads. Those ads.
But like, had that group not been friendly, had I not like enjoyed playing with them, there's a very real chance I wouldn't have, done that. I wouldn't have done that at all, and I probably would have dropped the game. But I was like, this is really fun. These guys are cool. What's this game? Let's go. So encouraging native players to enjoy the game. And that's not like something that's going to happen with everybody, but you're going to get some gems pop up, and you're going to have people become more involved and want to be a part of it because they've felt inclusive and they've enjoyed the game and the people they're playing with. So taking care of native players is super important.
Yeah, it definitely keeps your kingdom alive. For sure. Yeah. That's why, like, when 2068 started, I wanted to make an academy alliance. It's a lot of work, so and we only had like our kingdom opened at a horrible time for us. It opened up at like 3 a.m. my time, and by the time I woke up, by the time I got on the game and woke up and all that kind of stuff, or the thing is, like, they had to give me territory too, and all, like, it was a whole mess. Hard Jumper was not as organized as you guys, obviously. Like, I was waiting, like, where'd I drop? What zone do I drop in? Where do I make my account? It was like already like 12 hours or 13, 14 hours since the kingdom was made. I didn't have players there for my academy. I had like four people in my academy alliances that went farm accounts. So I'm like, it's over. But there you go. Already.
Yeah, it's kind of like
migration for them.
it's hectic to like trying to time that jump, to the final kingdom. Everyone's trying to be on voice and trying to connect.
Yeah, and the thing is, there's kind of a timer for it, but at the same time, not really. It's more so, how does it work? It's like, as many like level 8 accounts or level 10 accounts, and I guess next chronicle or something. Is that how it works? Like,
kind of. It's so the migration for jumpers closes much earlier than the cap gets filled.
mm-hmm.
For jumpers, you want to try to make it in within the first, I'd say, like 2 hours maximum, because the cap gets closed, like the maximum limit gets reached pretty quickly, especially if there's another alliance jumping in that you're not aware of. Before the monument, it used to be that when you reach the 20k city all level 4 accounts created, a new kingdom would open up. But now I think they reduced the monument to 6,000, and it's not really following that monument, the kingdom openings. And they've added this like calendar in game for certain accounts, so you can see when they expect to open certain kingdoms, which is pretty helpful. So if you have a old account that you haven't played on for a while and it has the new journey event, you can see like the day when certain kingdoms are gonna open.
Oh, that's kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty
Chisco
useful.
is here.
Confirmed Chisco joining 2016 made Ploto want to restart.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Al is
Yeah,
a
what's
big
up,
fan of
Chis?
Chisco.
That's hilarious.
I'll say hi.
Nah, yeah, Chis, I'm playing the dip just because before we even played one KVK together that I'm gonna make a new account. No, I'm playing. Yeah, it's Peach is a good friend of the channel, and she was like, hey, we could talk about jumpers and the state of jumpers, and plug the jumper at the same time. So that's
Yeah, like I'm one of like the old players in the game. That's how I know a lot of people.
there you go. I'll definitely be doing a KVK stream tomorrow because we did get our matchup and we do have allies. It just so happened that this stream happened during our matchmaking, but yeah, that would definitely be a stream for tomorrow in case people are wondering. Do you guys have any anything else you want to talk about your jumper? Anything else you want to plug? Any final, I guess, words of encouragement to anyone that is thinking about playing Rise of Kingdoms or thinking about joining your jumper in general?
I guess come give us a try, and we hope you like it.
There you go. Come give us a try, and we hope you like it. Very, very humble. very, very humble.
Silva.
I'm sorry. I'm still caught up on so many things.
I was hoping
There's
Silver
starstruck
would
for
play
Chisco
something
being in
like-
the chat right now. They're,
Yeah,
they're,
yeah, we are actually starstruck.
Yeah.
Thanks, just go for coming in.
And just for context, I'm not going to be making a new account in no time, but I'm just, looking into the, I guess, the anatomy of new kingdoms and new jumpers. So
Yeah.
Wish us luck, guys. We're trying to kidnap him. Just kidding.
hey, every joke has a hint of truth.
Kidnap him.
So
Yeah,
joke-
kidnap him to make a baby account for fun.
You know what? If it's a baby account, I could be persuaded to make a farm account.
It all starts with that farm account,
It
and
all
then
starts out with farm.
and then the big one comes in.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
like
is
I'm
how
just
these-
saying,
Getting
if you make a jumper with us, I will pay for your resources.
Oh my goodness. So what do you mean pay? Lilith?
Now she's driving.
I don't know what that means.
Once you can
What is this?
I mean, I will
mean?
buy my bundle and send it to
Okay.
my donkeys. Yeah,
Yeah,
I will
the
buy the
don-
bundle and send the donkeys to your city.
Yeah.
You'll get custom resource bundles.
Yeah, because everyone gets those. Yeah.
Of course.
There you go. Okay.
Only
So,
the best players.
nah, I
I
do
still
not.
can't believe that you were shocked I was in an academy, Peach. What?
I do know some players that would just max a shop because they didn't know about farm accounts and all that. So, but yeah, do you guys have anything else before we close up the stream? And be sure to check out their jumper. It is called New Horizons. When I saw that name, I thought it was like Animal Crossing, but New
Yeah, our
Horizons.
Discord server code is 97Y. That's it. Just 3 characters, 9, 7, and Y.
And is also in the description and as a pinned comment. I appreciate you 3 for coming onto the stream. Hopefully you guys have a great jump and have a you know, how get the players you need for the jump. So appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much,
You-
Ploto.
for having us.
Silver, you want to say something?
Oh, I said thanks for having us.
Alrighty, there you go.
We all spoke at once.
Alrighty, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was fun. Just getting a little bit of a taste of the new jumper experiences. It seemed like a fun group of people. I mean, I know Peach, Silver, and Elle seemed pretty knowledgeable about jumpers. So if you guys do want to start playing Rise of Kingdoms again, I know like a lot of people stopped playing, and you know, you might want an itch, or you might have the itch to play again. Like I feel like they'd be a good group to join. I would definitely join them if I didn't have a main account already, but I feel like my hands are full with my main already. But who knows? Maybe if we get enough likes or subscribers on the stream, I can make a jumper account. Who knows? I have some PTSD watching Spartan Gaming and Logic Bank and all the effort they go through, but and I was getting some, you know, flashbacks. I actually don't mind fog, but like I couldn't even kill barbarians properly, so like there's like those kinds of things. But I still think would be a pretty interesting experience just to go back memory lane and I don't know, maybe unfog a map. By the way, we did get a KVK match. I'm gonna go ahead and show it just for people that are wondering. This is the KVK. I'm gonna wait until tomorrow before I talk about the matchup. We'll look at the kingdoms tomorrow. We'll talk about the allies. My kingdom's actually asking me to make a map right now, so I'll be making a map as well. And it should be pretty fun. We have the SW and the 2605 group in here. Chisco was here, and we're gonna be playing our first KVK with them, and hopefully it'll be a fun one. I'll probably be streaming. I don't know, what should I stream? What's a good time? Like 17 ETC? Or maybe I should stream Reset so I could do Marauders. I'm gonna stream like 22:30, and then at Reset I could do Marauders. So it'll be a longer stream. I think that's fair. So appreciate you guys for coming through. Appreciate the New Horizons homies for coming through to the stream and giving us some info, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace.